issue of health care for all. There's one organization that's standing out not just here locally, but across the country. And so now we're going to have a spokesperson for the Champaign County healthcare consumer.
My name is Claudia Lennhoff, and I'm the Executive Director of the Champaign County Healthcare Consumers, and we're joining you today in celebration of this action to join with our brothers and sisters around the country and around the world to stand in solidarity with the Occupy Wall Street protesters to say we want an end to corporate domination of our economy, our government, and our lives. We are told over and over again by our leaders in Congress and the national media's shallow analysis that our nation's #1 problem is the budget deficit and that we have to balance the budget or else. I think we all know that the focus on the budget deficit is an organized scheme to shift the focus away from the real problems we are facing. Health and safety, economic rights and security, and the environment. And the underlying deficit is a deficit of a national ethic among our congressional leaders and corporate leaders that prioritizes the greater good, the public interest, and people above profit. These are at a decent way of life, we are flooded with a pack of lies and justification for why things are the way they are and why those things can't change. I want to take a moment to review some of these big lies and the truth, and then talk about our next steps for how we turn today's action into a real and lasting movement that's going to have an impact. The first lie is that tax cuts for the rich trickle down to everyone else.
That's a lie!
Not working.
Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush both sliced taxes on the rich, and what happened? Most Americans' wages began flattening under Reagan and have dropped since George W. Bush. Trickle-down economics is a cruel joke. We're also told that higher taxes on the rich would hurt the economy and slow job growth because they're like the job creators. That's a lie.
That's a lie!
I'm going to skip the data to prove my point because y'all know what's going on. I'm just going to tell you the other lies. Another lie that we're told is that shrinking government creates more jobs.
That's a lie.
Lies, damn lies, and statistics. That's a lie. What are the jobs that are getting cut? A lot of them are public sector jobs. Firefighters, police, teachers, and so on. Those are public sector jobs. Lie number 4. Cutting the budget deficit now is more important than boosting the economy. Untrue. With so many Americans out of work, budget cuts now will shrink the economy. They'll increase unemployment and reduce tax revenues. We all know that this is a lie. You got to fix the economy by fixing the job market and getting people to work and get money in their pockets. And another big lie that we at Healthcare Consumers deal with all the time, and it makes me sick, is that Medicare and Medicaid are the major drivers of budget deficits.
That's a lie!
I want to explain this one. Medicare and Medicaid spending is rising quickly, to be sure, but that's because the nation's healthcare costs are rising so fast, and one of the best ways of slowing these costs down is to use Medicare and Medicaid, in other words, the government's bargaining power over drug companies and hospitals and healthcare providers to reduce costs. And that's one of the most outrageous, stupid lies I've ever heard. Anybody who gets Social Security knows it's reliable. They get their income every single month. It's guaranteed for life. They are the people in this nation who have a guaranteed secure income. So we have to protect Social Security. And the last lie I want to tell you about is that the lie that it's unfair somehow that lower income Americans don't pay income tax. There's nothing unfair about it. Lower income Americans pay out a larger share of their paychecks in payroll taxes, sales taxes, user fees, and tolls than everyone else.
That's right.
Social and economic policy, or else we're screwed. We do have to express ourselves and we do have to educate ourselves and the public at large, but that alone will not be enough. We didn't get here overnight and we won't get out of this overnight. It will take time, hard work, dedication, discipline, organization, and conviction, and it will require unity and action across the nation, and we'll do our part here in Champaign. This is a great event, a great event, but we have to make sure that this is more than just an event. We have to make sure that it is a building block for a real organized mass national movement that will work to change the conditions that put us in this situation. Today we're asking you to make a commitment, along with all of us, to continue to build on this momentum, to come up with specific demands like the kind that Jim was talking about, and take actions on those demands to bring about the changes that we want to see. So we have to make a commitment to be in this for the long haul. Our power is going to come from our numbers. It's certainly not coming from our money. So it's got to come from our somebody comes around with a clipboard and asks you if you want to sign on to stay involved and informed and learn about upcoming actions and opportunities and events, add your name and contact information. The organizers will stay in touch with you so that we can stay together, cohesive,